If you're a busy adult over 30 who wants to lose fat, this video is for you. If you're a busy adult working 40 to 60 hours a week or more, or if you have kids, family obligations, responsibilities, all sorts of things that interfere with what you want to do with your health goals, this video is going to save you time and frustration and get you to where you want to be quicker. I've been a fitness coach for over a decade now, and I'll tell you firsthand, most people in this space are focusing on the wrong things. And I'm not talking about fad diets like keto, carnivore, low carb, no extremes like working out 6 days a week, doing all these crazy things that are so far out of your regular schedule and routine. This is real fundamentals that I've used to stay in shape since I was 14 when I started. And while yes, there's been times I've been more committed than others over the years, my foundations and principles have remained the same. I've only fluctuated about 10 pounds since college, and I'm gonna be 36 this year. So I don't wanna make this video too long. I'm gonna go over briefly 8 different points, what actually moves the metrics that matter, like that scale number, like circumference measurements, like how your clothes fit, and like who you see in the mirror. Stick around because the last one is my favorite one. Number 1, calories matter more than healthy choices. This is something that I wish I knew earlier. Spending the last over 10 years now being a coach in person and online, I've noticed that there's a certain number of calories you burn in a day. For simplicity's sake, I'll just leave a link in the description. It's called TDEE calculator. Very easy to just type in your information and it'll give you like a starting number. You really want to get an idea of what your base number is. There's a whole bunch of factors that go into that number. You won't know how close you are to impacting that number by what you eat until you track. Bottom line, figure out you're in a deficit first. That's making sure that you burn more calories than you consume. I'll leave it at that for now. Now, while calories determine your weight, macros determine how you feel. If you don't know what macros are, there's micronutrients and there's macronutrients. Protein, fats, and carbs. And the micronutrients is another topic. You might have heard somebody say before, oh, if you want to lose weight or if you want to gain muscle, just focus on protein, don't worry about the others. And while I've said that a handful of times to my clients and over the years, I think it's important to just have basic knowledge over the other 2 macros too. What fats and what carbs can do for you. So for example, if you're the type of person who exercises regularly, if you're the type of person who gets a high step count every day, if you have a naturally higher metabolism and you wanted to maintain your weight, and the most essential function, if you just wanted more energy in general, easy energy in, easy energy out, carbs are really great for that. I'll give you a personal example. I ran my first marathon this past October. I like this fire example. So when you start a fire, you have like paper, kindling, and you have the log. Now you could think of the carbs as the paper. It's the quickest to ignite the fire and it's the quickest to burn. But they come and go quick. Don't rely on them solely for long term. Fats are great for your hormones. Fats should not be demonized. They're good for hair, skin, nails. There's different types of fats. Omega-3 is really overlooked. There's omega-3, omega-6. Omega-3 is good for EPA, DHA. EPA meaning it controls your inflammation in your body. DHA meaning your brain function and your eye health. The most important thing about them is that your body does not produce them naturally, which is why supplementation might be a good idea, especially in America, because in America we get so many omega-6 and so little omega-3. Omega-6 is from all the seed oils that's found in all of our foods. The point is you need all your macros. Calories determine weight, macros determine how you look and how you feel. Number 3, fiber is the secret ingredient to your weight loss goals. People obsess over carbs and fats and just focus on protein, but they totally ignore fiber. Fiber is essential for combating all-cause mortality, meaning it makes you live longer. It combats the colon C word, makes you feel more full by suppressing your hunger. It could really aid in stabilizing your blood sugar, insulin sensitivity, and digestion. Sources can be found in fruits, veggies, legumes, seeds, nuts, beans, lentils, whole grains. Eat more fiber. Number 4, you're doing too much. To sweat more does not mean more fat loss. It's all about being at baseline. If you overwork yourself, your body's gonna be using all the energy it has just to get back to baseline. Same with doing too little. I always recommend to my clients, you gotta start where you already are. If you're used to a routine where you're doing a workout regularly 3 to 4 times a week, then just stick to that. You gotta taper. You gotta taper from where you already are. You cannot start something from nothing. And the opposite, you cannot go from everything to so little. You gotta listen to your body. If you don't, you're gonna get injured, you're gonna get burned out, you're gonna totally dread the process, and it's not gonna be something you stick to, period. Start with working out 3 to 4 times. If you're doing nothing right now, start with walking 8 to 10,000 steps. Work your way up. Once you're there, you can move on to the next step. No pun intended. Number 5, you got to learn how to adapt. This is something that probably was the hardest step for me, and it still is at times, because as you can see right now, I'm on my break at my full-time job. I'm using the gym here to record when nobody's here yet, because I have to make it work around my schedule. And this is something that I have to do all the time. This is why I came up with my 5 and 15 series. If you don't know what that is, it's 5-minute workouts on my 15-minute break. It's stuff that I had to learn how to fit in to my crazy life. And if you're over 30 and have a busy schedule and have kids and a family, you know what I'm talking about. Without structure and routine, nothing's gonna happen. And I'm kind of hesitant saying routine, because the routine always changes. The structure is kind of what stays similar. I say similar because that changes too, especially the more things that are going on in your life. I'll be brief about this, but I had a small house fire in October. Could have been a lot worse. I won't get into it here, but the bottom line is we've been displaced, my wife and my daughter and me. We've had to move into a rental home. Get this, in our rental home, the boiler was leaking carbon monoxide. Because of that, we were displaced again. So right now we're renting at an Airbnb until they are able to replace that and we're able to move back to the rental home. This video is not about that. It's just to show you that life is insanely unpredictable. It's nothing is set in stone. Nothing is guaranteed. Your whole life can change tomorrow. But you got to ask yourself this, even if it does change tomorrow, even if things are just totally not how you'd expect, would you be able to be okay? Would you be able to continue doing the things that bring you joy? When it comes to this video, you continue to be able to pursue your goal of losing fat. If the answer to that question is yes, you're my kind of people, because you understand that life is not going to stop. Life is going to be hard regardless of what happens. You got to learn how to be resilient. Number 6, and I touched on this a little already, sleep needs to be priority, especially for recovery, especially for muscle building, especially for fat loss. There's been many people who have neglected sleep who I've worked with in the past decade, and it's just going to set everything else back. It's a domino effect. Not going to get too much into this here. Make sure you're getting 7 to 8 hours minimum of sleep. Number 7, there is no perfect diet. It all comes down to what you can stick to. I even hate using the word diet. I use eating habits because it's meant to be sustainable. It's meant to be lasting forever, your entire life. And a diet, in my mind, is something that's temporary, something that you could fall off of, something that is short term, but it's not. Unless you have super niche goals, right? Like I wrestled in high school, so I had to cut weight and make a certain weight, even if it wasn't the best ideal weight for me. Or if you're training for a bodybuilding show, if you're going to be on stage, you need to be stage ready. Or if you're in a specific sport or pageant, that's different. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about somebody who's got a busy family life, working full time, and just wants to lose fat and get into better health. You should be practicing habits with your eating that you could sustain forever. And it's all a tapering thing as well. I work with clients now where I have a client who likes chips. Okay, she still has chips, but we changed little things about them, little micro habits within them. What kind of chip is it? The quantity of chip, the accessibility to the chip. Little variables like that you got to play around with. As long as the progress is going in the right direction, you're not losing. And the last one is my favorite. Number 8, stop blaming your metabolism. Let's look at TDEE real quick. There's different variables into going into how many calories you burn throughout the day. TDEE, total daily energy expenditure. Looking at this chart, you'll see about 60% of this is BMR. In other words, metabolism. Metabolism is something that you just can't control until you're locked into a routine for a long amount of time and your body just adapts to what you've been doing. But if you're already sedentary and if you're not into a routine, this is something that's going to be low. I always say to certain clients who think that starving themselves is going to help them lose weight, the calories that you're taking in are low, meaning that the calories that you're burning are low as well. Obviously, there's more that goes into that, but this is just giving you an idea that it's not about metabolism. The main idea here is that your metabolism is not fixed. You have more of an influence on it than you think. But that aside, you don't even have to think about your metabolism because What you really need is consistency. You keep showing up, you combine everything I've talked about by tracking your calories, working out regularly, and your metabolism will naturally get more efficient. You'll be burning more calories on autopilot. Keeping at your goals is basically adding cylinders to your engine. What's gonna burn more fuel, a Mustang or a Honda Civic? This is what muscle does, which is why it's important to keep your protein and keep exercising regularly, strength training, while you're trying to lose fat. Otherwise, your body doesn't know the difference and you'll burn both muscle and fat. While metabolism does matter, consistency matters a lot more, and it directly impacts it as well. If you made it this far, this is exactly why I work with the people I work with. I coach busy individuals one-on-one, remove confusion, build structure, and adjust when life gets inevitably busy. While knowing more helps, it's about executing and taking action more efficiently. It's about learning how to adapt properly when life interferes. If you want to learn more about my coaching, you could apply down below in the description. And if you're new to exercise itself, you can watch this video I made talking about things I wish I knew about the gym when I first got started at 14. If you got anything at all out of this video, please leave a like. It really helps my channel out and show it to more people who might need it. And subscribe for more weight loss for busy people.